Hello and welcome to More Yoga Fitness. My name is Kathy, and today we're going to be doing a hips-focused yoga practice. Starting on our backs in Shavasana, placing one hand on heart, one hand on belly. If you like this video, I have many more yoga practices on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. We'll begin taking some bigger breaths in through the nose and exhaling out your nose or mouth. Begin drawing the heels in toward your glutes. I'm going to take my right peace fingers and find my big toe, coming into half happy baby with the right leg. Allowing my left knee to splay out and using my hand for a little bit more intensity. Just that gentle weight of my hand opens up the inner thigh and groin a little bit more. Lengthening out that left leg long, hovering just above the mat and flexing toes toward the face. Lift and lower that left leg 5 times. Breathing in as you lift the heel above the hip. Exhale as you drop the leg down, but don't touch. Go ahead and draw your heels in toward your glutes. And we'll take a moment to windshield wiper those knees side to side to reset. Peace fingers to the left big toes, half happy baby on the left, and allow that right knee to splay out with a little gentle encouragement of your right hand weighted on top of the inner thigh. Let's go ahead and lengthen that right leg long. Hover just above the mat, flex toes toward the face, and hold here. Begin lifting and lowering that right leg 5 times. Go ahead and draw both heels in toward your glutes, and we're going to set up here for a bridge pose. On your in-breath, lift your hip points toward the sky, interlace your hands under your glutes, and hold your bridge here, pressing down into the floor actively with the 4 corners of your feet as you simultaneously lift your hips. Go ahead and release to the floor. Peace fingers to big toes. We're coming into a full happy baby here. I have a little bit wider stance with my legs, and I'm going to rock side to side just to press lower back, giving my kidneys, adrenal glands a little massage here. Let's go ahead and release the feet so the soles of the feet touch in butterfly legs. Interlacing my hands on the pinky toe side of my feet and lifting the shoulders up for core engagement here. Go ahead and rock forward and back until you come to a seated position. And we'll remain here in butterfly pose, adjusting the feet just a bit, bringing that right ankle on top of the left. Walking the hands out and dropping your chest down into your lap. Slowly bring yourself up to a straight spine, right peace fingers to right big toe. Half happy baby seated. Let's find some dynamic movement here. Stepping the right foot to the outside of the left thigh, elbow to the opposite thigh and gazing back. Half Lord of the Fishes. Go ahead and take a bind here. I'm reaching my arm behind my back and tucking my other arm inside that little gap underneath my knee pit. If your fingers can't quite reach, you can feel free to use a strap. Release. Stepping your right leg out as far as you can, opening up into a modified side plank. Reaching your arm overhead, gazing up. Opening that arm up toward the back of your mat. Lift your heart, chin, drop the crown of your head down. Keep your hip points lifted and forward. Back overhead, sweep the arm down and back to the sky. We'll release and do all of that on side B, stacking left ankle on top of the right. Walk your hands forward and drop your chest into your lap. Each out breath brings that chest closer toward your lap. Come back up to a straight spine. Peace fingers to big toe on the left, half happy baby, with some movement forward and back of your knee. Stepping that left foot to the outside of the right thigh, bringing our elbow to opposite thigh and gazing back in this twist seated. Taking a bind, bringing our left hand behind our back, right hand tucks underneath the knee pit, and connecting my fingers as you take a gaze a little bit further toward the back. Go ahead and release. Step your left leg out long on the mat, lifting up into your modified side plank, reaching overhead, gazing up. Reach back, open your palm up, chest lifts, neck opens, crown falls back. Reaching overhead, sweeping the hand down toward the mat, back up to the sky, and release down out of this pose. Bringing ourselves into a tabletop position. Coming into cat-cow, lower belly, lift crown and tail. Exhale, round into cat. Breathe in cow. Breath out cat. Breathe in cow. Exhale cat. Neutral spine. Cat-cow again, but this time on the forearms. Little bit different feel. 3 rounds with your breath. Walking your hands toward your knees. We're going to plant the crown of the head on the earth and interlace the long arms, fingers behind your back, lifting your fist as far up away from your lower back as you can. Nice stretch for your shoulders. My knees are stacked below my hips. Slowly rock yourself onto your third eye, and we're going to slowly bring our sitting bones to our heels, keeping the hands bound behind the back. Lift your heart and your chest in hero's pose, bound. Continue with your nice deep breaths. Release. Come into tabletop, tuck the toes, lift your tailbone, find downward facing dog. Allow a breath in, right leg lifts. Step the right leg behind the left. Keep both legs long. We're in a cross-legged dog here. Stay in down dog. Ears between the biceps. Press your tailbone back. We're going to walk our hands toward our feet, keeping those legs crossed. Slowly roll up, mountain pose. Hands draw to heart center. Breathe in, mountain pose, swan dive down, forward fold. Hold your fold, interlace opposite elbows. Come into this cross-legged ragdoll. Releasing to the mat and walking all the way out to the top of the mat in your cross-legged dog. Breathe in, right leg lifts, bend your knee, roll it open, stack your hips. Roll out your ankle if that feels good. Toe points to the sky and return to downward facing dog. Pedal out your dog here, bending opposite knees. Left leg lifts. Step the left foot behind the right, cross-legged dog, side B. Begin slowly walking your hands back towards your feet. Keep the crossed legs. Slow roll up one vertebrae at a time. Mountain pose. Hands to heart center. Breathe in, mountain pose. Exhale, swan dive down, fold. Go ahead and stay in your fold. Interlace opposite elbows and find cross-legged ragdoll, side B. Release your hands, walk out to the top of the mat. Cross-legged dog for a moment. Inhale, left leg lifts, bend your knee, roll it open. Feel free to move your foot and roll out your ankle. Left toe to the sky and come to downward facing dog. Slowly walk your feet in, knees come to the mat, and we're going to set ourselves up for some movement in camel and half camel. Right arm lifts, left hand cups over the left ankle. Lift your heart, chest, and chin. Reach back in half camel. Breathe in as you come to a straight spine, windmill the arms, and connect the right hand to the right ankle, reaching the left back, opening up. Lift your chest, open your rib cage, but keep your hip points forward. Breath in as you come to a straight spine, and we'll flow back and forth, windmill the arms. Set back, straight spine, windmill the arms. Set back, straight spine, windmill. Back, up, windmill. Back, up, windmill, back, up, windmill, back, and up. Nice. Both arms up. We're going to actually take a full camel here. You should be nice and stretched out. Open up the neck, so important. Give your thyroid that love and therapy that it needs. Keep your hips forward, stacked above your knees. Bring yourself up to a straight spine. Now we'll take a modified screaming toes. Keep your toes tucked under, sit your sitting bones back, but keep your hands on the earth. Really stretching out the soles of the feet. Release your neck and shoulders. Walk your hands closer to your knees. From here, we're going to go ahead and extend the tailbone up as we straighten the legs and bow forward. Bend the knees and return back to a squat. And we'll move back and forth a few times here. Keep the toes tucked under. As you straighten and bend, try to get those legs a little straighter and your chest a little closer to your thighs each time. Nice. We're going to come into downward facing dog here. Right leg lifts, set up for pigeon. Right knee comes next to the right wrist, ankle to the left wrist, and bring your left toes to the far back of your mat. Keep your chest upright, lift your chin. Reaching my right arm back, I'm finding the top of my left foot, taking a twist here, bringing my heel as close as I can to the glute, stretching my hip and my quad on the left. drawing your forearms, your head, your chest, whatever you need here to get a great stretch for that hip in pigeon. We'll remain here for a moment. Bring yourself up away from the mat, tuck your toes, and press back into downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. We'll set up for pigeon on the left side. Extend those right toes as far to the back of the mat as you can, and start with the upright chest, lifting your chin and dropping the crown of your head back. Finding a bind behind you, wrapping your hand around the top of your foot, gazing over the opposite shoulder, drawing your heel as close as you can to your glute to give your quad on the right a really great stretch, along with that left hip opening. Release, and go ahead and lower your chest as close as your body will allow for today's practice. Slowly rise up to tall arms and press back into downward facing dog. We're going to step up with the left here and then come into a wide stance with our hands grounded below shoulders. I'm just shifting my hips side to side in this straddle bend. Walk your hands as far over to the right side of your mat, coming into Ninja Warrior. My left inner thigh pressing down toward the mat, left toes to the sky, right hip opening up with the knee out to the side. I'm on the ball of my foot on the right. You can have a flat foot as well. Bring your hands to the mat and shift to the other side. Bring your hands to the mat, return back to your straddle. Ground in with the left, reach up with the right, gaze up. Tuck your hand behind the lower back for a half bind here. Just giving you a little bit more opening of the chest and twist. My wrist is below shoulder on the left. Release your hand from behind your back and switch side B. Find your half bind. Open up floor to ceiling and come back down to the mat. Walk your hands toward the top of your mat and find downward facing dog. Pedal out your dog here. Step forward with the right. Allow your left knee to drop down. It's well behind your left hip to really open up your hip flexor on the left. Right knee is directly above your ankle. You can have a flat foot or tucked under on the left. Go ahead and use your right hand to open up your knee a little bit more on the right. Gaze over the right shoulder. Let's return back to tabletop and downward facing dog. Left leg steps forward, right knee gently drops down, opening up that right hip flexor. Again, right toes can remain tucked under or your foot can come down flat. Left hand gently presses the inside of the left knee to encourage an opening there. Gazing over the left shoulder for a twist. Hand comes down to the mat and come into tabletop. Stretching the hips here, we're going to draw big hip circles. Right side, hip points to the floor. Left side, sitting bones back again to the right, to the earth, to the left, and back. Last time, right, earth, left, and back. Let's switch directions. Left side, hip points floor. Right, back. Left, earth, right, and back. Last time, left, earth, right, and back. Neutral spine here. Great work. We're going to come into a seated easy pose and then draw one knee on top of the other. My right is on top of the left. Coming into cow face pose, reaching up, gazing up, and then folding forward, chest into the lap. Excellent hip opener here, very intense. Feel free to place a block underneath your knee if needed. Inhale as you reach up, and we're going to come into cow face arms here. Right elbow to the sky, left arm tucks underneath. Try to connect the hands behind the back. If that doesn't work for you, you can always use your strap as an extension of your limb. Let's release the arms, and we'll switch sides, stacking left on top of the right. Breathe in, reach up, and fold forward. Breathe in, lift up. Left elbow to the sky, right elbow to the floor, connecting hands behind the back, or using a strap if needed. Take some nice deep breaths here. Go ahead and release. And we'll reposition our legs with the soles of the feet touching, knees splaying out. Hands come to the insides of the knees. Press into the right as you straighten the right arm, left, and we're gazing over opposite shoulders, side to side. Press and twist, press and twist. A few more times. And come to a straight spine. Good job. Staying seated here in our cobbler's pose, close your eyes and breathe. We're going to reposition ourselves into tabletop and then lower our body slowly down to the mat with our legs long. Coming into a half frog here. Knee comes out from the hip, inner thigh toward the floor. Pressing up into seal with our upper body. Arms are wide, hands are wider than the width of the mat. Lift your heart. Bend into the right elbow and gaze over the left. Press up tall. Bend the right elbow again, gaze left. Press up tall. Again, bend, straighten. Keep that right inner thigh toward the mat. Bend and straighten. Bend, straighten. Hold here, lift your chin, lift your heart. And lower down to the mat. We'll switch sides. Setting up for side B, left leg comes into half frog. Pressing away from the mat. Extending the arms long and seal, lifting the heart. Bending into the left elbow, gaze over the right shoulder, straighten. Bend and lower. Straighten. Bend, twist, straighten. Bend, straighten. Last time. Straighten. And release back down to the mat. Extend both legs long. And stay here for just a moment. Press yourself up away from the mat. Come to tabletop. Big toes together till they touch. Knees out as wide as you can get them on the mat. Coming into child's pose. Drawing your forehead or your third eye to the mat. Reaching the fingertips toward the top of the mat. Just breathe here as you release your lower back and hips. We'll begin walking our hands in toward our torso, come seated into hero's pose, where we'll close our practice with one final breath. Thumb knuckles start at our heart. Inhale, draw the thumb knuckles to our third eye. As you exhale, bow forward. Namaste. The divine light in me honors and respects the divine light in each of you.